iDate is the largest convention and trade show covering the entire dating industry. The 40th International iDate Super Conference was held at the Tropicana Hotel in Las Vegas. C-level executives, vice presidents and directors from Match, eHarmony, Zoosk, Plenty of Fish and JDate were among the hundreds of delegates attending this event. CEOs, dating executives, super affiliates and social media executives from around the world can be found at iDate. Among those present were owners of the largest dating sites from Japan, Australia, Brazil and other countries. This year's summit included 6 pre-conference events, an awards ceremony and networking parties each night. iDate provides advanced business education and networking for dating industry professionals. Owners of sites discover new business models, identify new technologies, gain a competitive advantage in the marketplace, and ultimately earn more revenue. eHarmony's Grant Langston spoke on the company's corporate culture and their entry into the matchmaking market. The Federal Trade Commission's Director of the Midwest region gave an address on enforcement of dating fraud. Google's Tom Kershaw spoke about big data and how dating sites can be used in a cloud computing environment. Mark Brooks held an exclusive 1-hour interview with Andrei Brunetsky, the CEO of Wamba and Mamba.ru. Mr. Brunetsky gave a unique point of view on where the dating market is heading and where opportunities lie. CNN's Dr. Wendy Walsh hosted a panel on content marketing and dating. Professor David Buss of the University of Texas at Austin presented his research on the current culture of mate selection. Traffic DNA was the platinum sponsor of this year's conference. Over 2/3 of the attendants included operators of internet dating sites, matchmakers, mobile dating applications, dating coaches, social dating, niche dating, and social media sites. Over 3/4 of those that attend iDate Expos are from senior management. C-level executives represent 1/3 of the attendance. More dating CEOs are found at the January iDate Super Conference than at any other time. Essence Magazine's Charia Jackson hosted a panel for date coaches and also gave a presentation on viral methods. Author Laurel House covered how online and mobile dating has been impacted by the rise of the women's empowerment movement. New trends on dating software as a service was shown by the leading players in the market: Dating Factory, Hub People and Dating Pro. They were also major sponsors of the event. The 6th annual iDate Awards ceremony took place the night of January 21st, 2015. The iDate Awards represent the best in the dating industry. C-level executives and owners from major dating companies were in attendance for the cocktail reception and dinner ceremony. The winners for each of the 13 categories were announced and presented with trophies. A special 3-hour pre-conference session on developing a habit-forming date app was led by Nir Eyal, author of the book Hooked. Methods of fraud prevention were debated by the most knowledgeable and experienced people in the sector. They included Scam Survivors, Beehive ID, Scamalytics, Verified by Cam, and Michael McQuon. The 11th annual State of the Dating Industry was provided by Mark Brooks, who runs Online Personals Watch. OPW1 is the leading news source for dating executives. Mr. Brooks disclosed the industry's financials for the previous year and covered latest trends in the market. Nearly every executive in the dating business attends this session. Speed networking allowed delegates to meet during the event. Large dating operators and new ones were eager to meet and discover. The current state of dating litigation was covered by attorney and consultant Peter McGreevy. A niche dating track on foreign markets were held by the top dating site operators from Australia and Brazil. In addition, the Chinese and Russian markets were covered. A separate track covering the latest matchmaking methods, date coaching and business models was hosted by Carmelia Ray. Over the last few years, matchmaking and date coaching have grown significantly in both stature and in revenue. In 2015, matchmakers and dating coaches represent 15% of the attendance at iDate. Leading individuals in the industry presented. eDating for Free hosted the Matchmaking CEO Growth Strategy session. Paul Brunson provided his insights as a million-dollar matchmaker. Each night, there were networking parties. The pre-conference party in the Tropicana allowed many of the delegates to meet for the first time. A special party at the Pinball Hall of Fame gave dating executives a unique environment to challenge each other and, in some cases, relive their youth. Investors and funders, as well as those seeking M&A, met and were introduced to site operators and startups seeking funding. Thomas Edwards covered the recent Wingman controversy. Personal dating assistance, a new and fast-growing segment in the business, was discussed by Matthew Valentines. The exhibit hall was nearly sold out. Dating platforms, new technologies, social networking sites, affiliate marketing firms, payment processors, consultants, and new technology for the dating industry exhibited. They met the needs of dating business owners. The annual track on dating affiliate marketing was hosted by Steve Dakota Happas. Dating Factory, the gold sponsor, held a partnership conference at iDate. It was a closed-door session for existing licensees and clients. They provided information and dating statistics not normally disclosed publicly at the conference. Carmelia Ray and Dr. Wendy Walsh held an advanced matchmaking and dating coach strategy pre-conference session. The International Dating Coach Association held a dating coach certification course at the event. The iDate CEO therapy session had several new startups illustrate their business models. Industry CEOs in the audience gave them coveted advice. iDate continues to attract new players to the industry, with startups representing 50% of the attendance. To assist new entrepreneurs in launching a dating business, Mark Brooks of Online Personals Watch led the OPW pre-conference session. The 3-hour session covered the economics of the dating business, the latest technological and marketing trends. After 39 events, the final panel session remains the industry's most insightful sessions and a must-attend highlight of the iDate Super Conference. eHarmony, Snap Interactive, Seeking Arrangement, Mamba.ru, Date.com, Dating Factory, Hub People, and others discussed the direction of the industry with the audience. We want to thank everyone for supporting and once again making the 40th International iDate Super Conference in Las Vegas the best event ever.
If you're not at iDate, you're nobody in the dating business.
Если вы не приехали на конференцию iDate, значит, о вас никто не узнает.
If you're not at iDate, you are no one in the dating business.
If you're not at iDate, you are no one in the dating business.
If you're not at iDate,
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 you're nobody in the dating business.
you're nobody in the dating business.
nobody dating business.
you're nobody in the dating business.
you're nobody in the dating business.
you're nobody in the business.
And if you're not at iDate, and if I don't see you next year, you're nobody in this business.
If you're not at iDate, you're a nobody in the dating business.
If you're not at iDate, you're nobody in the dating business, that's for sure.
So I do have to tell you something. If you are not at iDate, you're really not a big deal in this industry because all the heavy hitters are here. We've had lunch together and we're having a great time, and we hope you join us the next time.
You should be at iDate.
Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you at our next event.